do here?
You know what? This is just like a breath of fresh air. I'm not kidding. I think it's been day 5, day 6. I don't even know what day it is, to be honest. But it's just everyone's in it for the right reason. Everyone's in it. You have great energy. You have great people. And at the end of the day, everyone's putting aside their agendas and doing what's best for the team. And let me tell you, it is refreshing and everyone's excited to be.
Remember when Angel Reese and Kennedy Carter thought they could push Caitlin Clark around with no pushback, when defenders threw cheap shots and the refs stayed silent? That time is officially over, and it ended in a big way.
She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
Sophie Cunningham just walked into the Indiana Fever's training camp, and she came with a clear message that's shaking up the entire WNBA. The veteran shooter, who also holds a black belt in Taekwondo, isn't just here to play. She's here to protect. Now, she's stepping up as the enforcer for Caitlin Clark, the league's most targeted rookie. In this video, we'll break down Sophie's performance at camp, what she had to say in interviews, and how she's quickly becoming the Fever's not-so-secret weapon against all the on-court drama. If you're fired up, drop CC and Sophie in the comments. Let's get into it.
Sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer type players.
Remember when Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with more hype than anyone before her? The excitement was real, but it didn't take long for things to take a darker turn. As the season played out, fans and analysts began noticing a troubling trend. The stats speak for themselves. 17% of all flagrant fouls in the entire league last season were committed against one player, Caitlin Clark. Let that sink in. One rookie, in a league full of top-tier athletes, was the target of nearly 1 in 5 of the most dangerous fouls call. That's not random. That's intentional.
So there's a hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down.
Game after game, the pattern was too clear to ignore. Opponents weren't just playing tough defense. They were going out of their way to target Caitlin Clark. Hard screens, excessive contact, and moves that crossed the line from competitive to dangerous became a regular part of her experience on the court. What should have been a celebration of her incredible talent quickly turned into a nightly battle. The biggest offenders stood out to anyone paying attention. Angel Reese became the most noticeable, constantly applying pressure with aggressive play and non-stop trash talk, all aimed at throwing Clark off her rhythm. But the most blatant moment came from Kennedy Carter, whose shoulder check during a fast break exploded online. It wasn't just a foul, it was a clear message. These weren't ordinary plays. They were deliberate acts meant to intimidate.
Clark! Shimmer!
What made things even worse was the lack of support from the officials. Time after time, referees ignored fouls that would have been called right away if they happened to anyone else. Clark was left to fight through a rough, physical style of play with little to no protection, while also trying to lead a young and inexperienced Fever squad. It was like navigating a minefield, all while being expected to carry the team on her back.
That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Through it all, Caitlin Clark stayed composed. Despite taking hits that would have pushed many seasoned players to speak out, she never used her time with the media to complain about refs or rivals. Instead, she kept her head down, took the contact, and kept playing. Her maturity and professionalism were well beyond her rookie status, but the impact was clear. It showed in her game, her body language, and in the way she couldn't fully play with the freedom she was known for. The Fever's front office saw it too. Game after game, they watched their star player take unnecessary punishment, and they knew something had to change. Their answer wasn't just to bring in more talent. It was a focused, strategic move to build a roster designed to protect Clark and make sure she could thrive in year 2.
Like, she needs an enforcer. And if it ain't going to be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have like a Zavaria McDaniels or a Rakisha Mahorn? She needs like a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league. And it's a collective. It's a bunch of them. It's been brewing.
This move wasn't just about boosting the win column. It was about making a statement to the entire league. If you go after Caitlin Clark now, there will be consequences. The Fever weren't just building a team. They were building a wall around their biggest asset. But that raised a key question. Who would take the lead in setting this new tone on the floor? They needed someone with the right mix of talent, experience, and toughness. Someone who wasn't afraid to draw the line and defend it. They found that leader in a 6'1" powerhouse with a black belt in Taekwondo and a reputation for never backing down. Sophie Cunningham.
Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early, and they needed their Charles Oakley. You've got that in Sophie Cunningham.
Enter Sophie Cunningham, a name already known around the league, but her real purpose in Indiana became crystal clear the moment she spoke at training camp. Yes, she brings a strong 37.8% career shooting average from beyond the arc, but what she offers the Fever goes way beyond the stat sheet. She's bringing a warrior's mindset, and she wasted no time making that known. Her words sent a clear signal across the WNBA. This team is done being pushed around.
I do think that everyone knows that we have something special here. I think a lot of teams have a lot of teams that are special, a lot of rosters that are special, but can you put it together? Can you put aside your agendas? Can you come into work every single day when you're tired, when you're sore, and still get something done and stack the days? And that's what we're doing. Today was tough. You know what I mean? Like we've been going for a long time. They haven't been, this is not an easy training camp. I'll tell you that, but I think we're going to be better for it. And I think if you ask anyone, everyone kind of just feels that nice energy.
When Sophie Cunningham stepped up for her first media session with the Fever, reporters were ready for the usual cliches, talk of fresh starts and team chemistry. But what they got was something completely different. With just 6 words, she shook the room. Asterisk, I'm here to make sure nobody takes cheap shots at our players. That stops now. Asterisk, at a time when most athletes play it safe with polished PR soundbites, Cunningham's straight-to-the-point statement hit like a thunderclap, and the entire basketball world took notice.
So I'm on year 7, and I did not believe people when they're like, hey, when you get old, you're going to know. Boy, I think I'm starting to get old, and I hate saying that. But no, it's just, we play fast, right? We're going to be quick. We're a run and gun. We're a shooting team. But with that, you got to get your cardio. With that, you have to play fast, but play smart. And so there's a fine line between that, and we're all trying to get that. There's a lot of people here, a lot of different rotations. A lot of people that you haven't played with before. So you have to know where they want the ball, when they want it, their rhythm, their style of play. And so, a lot of people are learning, but it's fun, right? Everyone's excited to be here. Everyone's working hard. We've had 3 really, really good days.
What makes Sophie Cunningham the perfect fit for this protective role isn't just her presence on the court. It's her background, which is rooted in discipline and physical strength, traits that directly shape the way she plays. Throughout her WNBA career, Cunningham has earned a reputation for never backing down from a challenge. Her fearless approach to confrontation makes her the ideal player to step up as the protector of a team that needs to set and defend its boundaries.
What's that chemistry building process been like, especially off the court?
Yeah.
Since you guys are all now in market.
You know, I don't even want to sound like this, but it's been easy. It's been easy because you have really, really great people here, that want to be a part of something special. And so, they're not only phenomenal athletes, but they're phenomenal people. They're out in the community. They do what's right. I don't know. We're just good stewards. And so when you're around those types of people, it's refreshing. And when I say this, I'm truly happy to be here because it hasn't been like this for my career in a really long time.
Sophie Cunningham's commitment goes far beyond just protecting Indiana's star rookie. During training camp interviews, she made it clear that she's focused on creating an environment of mutual support, where teammates have each other's backs both on and off the court. It's important that we know and love each other off the court, Cunningham explained, because that naturally translates to on-court chemistry and a willingness to fight for each other. This philosophy isn't just about shielding Clark. It's about building a team culture where every player feels safe and supported, creating a foundation that makes everyone stronger.
Anytime you play with the GOAT of our team or the GOAT of our game, you're going to learn a lot. You know, you have to be ready for the ball, head on a swivel at all times. And the way that she throws the ball is a lot how DT threw it. I think this is just the younger version of her. So she has a little bit more energy, a little bit more spunk. I miss DT in her prime, but doesn't mean she wasn't great when I played with her. But honestly, at the end of the day, everybody can shoot, right? If you're cutting and you're open, you're going to get the ball. And so you just have to be ready for that. And I'm excited for that. And I think you'll see 1 through 5 is interchangeable.
When reporters asked Sophie Cunningham about the rough treatment Caitlin Clark faced during her rookie season, she didn't hold back. "That's not basketball," she said, her voice firm. "That's not going to happen on my watch." Her direct response left no ambiguity. The days of using excessive physicality as a strategy against the Fever's franchise player were over.
I'm so grateful and blessed to have my time out in Phoenix. I met a lot of cool people. I had a lot of great teammates. I learned a lot, had a lot of great times, but just a new era for me, right? A new system, a new type of energy. And so, of course, I'm excited for it. I'm happy to be close to my family. I'm excited to have my teammates. So I'm starting to even get close with now. And I think we're going to be a lot of friends. And so, I don't know. It's a new vibe and I'm happy.
Cunningham's experience playing alongside legends like Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner has given her a unique perspective on handling the pressure of the spotlight. "I understand what it's like to have every move scrutinized," she shared during camp, explaining how she tunes out the external noise and focuses on protecting the team's mental space. This veteran insight is proving to be a game changer for a young Fever team that's now facing an unprecedented level of attention.
We have entered Indiana Fever training camp day 3, and Sophie Cunningham is killing it.
What makes Sophie Cunningham's presence so powerful is how her basketball skills perfectly complement her protective instincts. Her deadly three-point shooting forces defenders to respect her range, opening up more space for Caitlin Clark to do her thing. It's a dual threat that makes the Fever much more dangerous. Now, opponents face not just athletic consequences for targeting Clark, but basketball consequences for overlooking Cunningham. And beyond her sharp shooting lies something even more valuable to Clark's success, a basketball IQ that allows her to spot threats before they happen. While fans may see the scoring connection between Cunningham and Clark, coaches are recognizing something even more important developing on the defensive end of the court.